feel at the moment. You don't preconceive, you don't assume, you don't censor. You just are who you are. And you stay within the context as to what's happening. And it's just a stream of consciousness, and it works. It's tough. It's the toughest form of performing, but it works. Anybody who thinks...
And I drove back home to Evanston, sky high, saying, that was fun. And we were terrified by it, but we knew there was something going on, something exciting, and we said we couldn't wait the next Wednesday. We have to go back.
We learned a way to work without necessarily just absorbing or imitating someone else's style. The game structures themselves really, it's a way of learning stagecraft and creating a framework to let comedy happen without just mimicking someone else.
This was all within about a year. I learned just about most of what I know now about improvising.
It was more fun than bowling and just as cheap. Going into it with, not thinking that theater was a way of life, but there were.
Taxi! Oh, what do you want, Dan? Now we're in Chicago. What did you happen now? I'm a hotel.
I don't think I have a form for that.
Oh, I certainly do.
I was doing real good in school, and then the principal said, Pete, take a month off.
These performers, and others you will see, are graduates of the Players' Workshop, a place where actors and non-actors alike go to explore their creativity through improvisation. The workshop evolved from classes that were taught at the Second City by Josephine Forsberg. Josephine has taught improvisation in Chicago for over 20 years.
Players' Workshop evolved into a school, and it is indeed, as far as I know, the only school of improvisation in the country, because they have to attend a certain length of time, and then they receive a diploma certificate that they have completed the work.
The work that Josephine is referring to is a year's worth of classes that take place at the theater shop on Lincoln Avenue. The course is divided into 6 terms that are taught by Josephine and her staff of 4 instructors.
The thing that you do have, that I must admit in this class, is you have a lot of different dimensions and characters, so that you're getting a lot of shading in the scenes, which is very, very interesting, which gives the show life. You have a lot of...
Okay. The exercise you're doing tonight is called split scene, because this is what's going to happen. 2 people are going to start on one side in one scene, one who, what, and where, and 2 people are going to be in the other who, what, and where. Sometime during the scene, you've got to find a reason to exchange partners, or to have these 2 go into this where, while these 2 go into that where. Now they might need a lot.
Learning to improvise on stage is a subtle education. After their introduction to the basics, the students do their scenes within the guidelines of class exercises. These exercises promote an awareness of themselves and their fellow players.
I wouldn't go in there. It's hell. You may never come back.
Hell?
My duty as an angel is to keep you on the better side of life.
Hey, what are you guys doing?
Gamekeeper, open the door. All right, you guys. I know you're a rough group, but I got God behind me. I need a winner. Come on, I'm converting.
Hey, you guys, oh, it's so bright up here.
I wanted a creative outlet. I wanted a place where I could write and perform and basically have a good time.
And I like doing characters. I like becoming other people.
After a year of exploring scenes and characters, their final challenge? To produce an improvisational review.
Ain't no pigeons again, huh? They're rats with wings. How you doing? How you doing, Chuck?
Chuck, you got your hearing aid off again. Oh, what's wrong with you? I thought things were awful quiet. Come on, let's go get some lunch. Let's go get some pizza or something. Yeah, I can go for a hamburger. What?
First term is their audition and ours. We don't interview anyone. We just tell them that they have to be 18 years old or over, and they have to be interested in this particular art form, and they have to know they're going to work very hard. And then they go through the first term, and then we invite them back after that, because we see whether they really should continue, and they also get a taste of it themselves and know whether they want to or not.
Joe had a way of introducing, it seemed to me, you to theater, to improvisational theater, so that it would seem like a natural thing. It seemed like a natural flow. Getting on stage was not, oh God, now I have to get up there. What am I going to do? It was kind of like, okay, here's your job when you get up there. Here's your point of concentration, and go do this now.
Talk to your partner about who, what, and where all of you can function as the opposite sex, and we all can relate to each other. Just be aware of, am I doing a cartoon of a woman with just a couple traits, or am I just doing the movements of a woman and nothing else, and how she speaks? You know, I'm just raising my voice and lightening my movements, and that's it. Or am I really going to the third dimension and getting to the soul of what makes a woman different from a man, and what makes a man different from a woman? So, how many times have you seen this movie, Jan? Hey, Don Warren's wearing a red bra tonight. You are? I thought it was Don.
The improviser is the director, is the writer, is the set designer, is the costume designer. They have to create the entire illusion.
I am chaos.
Okay, let's hear it together.
I am chaos.
As part of their educational training, the students of the workshop were given the opportunity to audition for the Children's Theater of the Second City. These performances have been produced and guided by Josephine Forsberg for the past 18 years.
The kid shows that I used to love doing because there was a certain kind of thing that you could, there was a certain discipline involved with it, you know. You couldn't get too, your reference level couldn't get too inside or anything like that. You had to sort of play the regular comedy. And then within the children's show there were sections that you could improvise in, and I found that a lot of fun, you know. And it was excellent training.
It was a great way. It was a great initiation to the stage. And because, you know, an audience of, 5 to 8-year-olds, they're a nice audience, but they're also a tough audience. They're not going to laugh if they don't think it's funny. Kids don't have to be polite. They can be real rude. I remember one time I came out, had this thing as Perry the Peacock. So I came out on stage, I like this, and I go, "Hi, I'm Perry the Peacock." There's one little 8-year-old kid in the front row turns to his friend and goes, "Fag." And I go, "You." Just wanted to kick him in the teeth and go, "Get out of here."
I thought it would be fun to work on the Second City stage, and I'd never done any children's theater before this, and I thought that would be sort of a unique, interesting experience. And, it seemed like it would be fun.
Now, the two of you over there, you over here. Let's see some of the blocking over here with the two of you. When Mother Earth kneels at my feet, we'll take it from there, please. Actually, why don't the three of you get over here? Okay, we'll take it from hear no evil, see no evil, etc. Okay, Mother Earth kneels at my feet. Let's see it. 1, 2, 3.
When Mother Earth kneels at my feet with tears upon her face, the doctor's daughter Zena and I will begin a super race. And then I'll rid myself of Frick, Frack, and Mack, and my queen and I will rule. The gods will scream, "How can you be so cruel?" It's easy. When you're a
Description of my character. I don't know. He's definitely a bad guy, but he's more of the bombastic bad guy. He's more grandiose than actually evil. It was interesting. During the run of this show, I saw Metropolis, the German expressionist science fiction movie. I was amazed at how much I'd gotten from that film. Just sort of just sort of extravagant gestures. What you call being a ham? Well, I call it expression.
You can strip those weapons. The 5-eye bomb. It will be the ultimate tool. I'll wipe out the entire genetic pool. Fire! When Mother Earth kneels at my feet with tears upon her face, the doctors of her Xena and I will begin the super race. And then I'll rid myself of brick-brack and match, and my queen and I will rule. The gods will scream, how can you be so cruel? It's easy! Because I'm the villain, that's why!
People running around up there singing, performing, having a good time. And they maybe go home and they go out in the lobby, get their autographs, and I hear them, when did you start in theater? And how do I do this? And I think they can appreciate somewhat how much work it takes to put on a show.
Hey, I don't know who you are, but this singing's got to stop.
I hear something.
I don't hear anything.
Sounds like bats.
My evil sister, we must hide! 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 Ricky! Ricky!
I wanted to bring a comic book on stage, a conglomeration of a lot of different type of comic books, the types of villains, the types of heroes, the types of situations. And I think what I did is I pulled every gimmick trick out of all of them and pulled together Swashbuckler and the Gems of Chaos. I think it has just about everything you'd find in any comic book.
3-4 colors, some patterns, some zipatone stuff.
So very simply, I think what he's trying to say is that it's a lot of fun, and come see it, please.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
That's what he was trying to say.
Are going to do a scene. They're going to take out the three of these folks. They're going to take a where from you. They're going to start a scene, and then you'll yell free.
Improvisation is the technique of observing life, then using these observations to perform without the guidance of a script. Some use these techniques to create better written material, while others enjoy it strictly as a one-time performance experience.
When you do a good scene, when something happens and there's a response from the audience, or you walk out of the workshops, feeling, high as a kite because you've created something. You've been part of the process of creation, and in an ensemble format, and you connected with somebody, and you made something out of nothing. Even the potter needs clay, but with improvisation, that's just a couple of people on a naked stage.
When I was going up on stage, I was coming off going, wow, that was great, and I really blew them away. And what happened was the teacher that I had, which was Lee Houghton, who taught me an awful lot about caring about the other people on stage, about listening, about that you can be very quiet. And that's the thing that sets us apart from a lot of other groups, is that we honestly care about each other, and we honestly care about the audience. And from doing all of that, we increase our performance level.
After graduation, many students go on to form improv troupes. All You Can Eat is one of the most popular in Chicago. They are currently celebrating the first anniversary of their present review.
What a piece. If I could only get up to my apartment. But how? I know. Maybe I could tempt her with some toast. She'd come up and I'd give her a glass of tea. I'd say, here. She'd say, thanks. Yeah. And then I'd get that big bag of potatoes. And I'd dump them in that big pot of water and I'd turn the fire up and cook them up real good. block of cheese. Then I grate it all up in a big bowl so it's all nice and sprinkled. And then the potatoes will be done, and I get a big spoon and I whip them up so they're all nice and creamy. And then I pick her up, ever so gently, and I put her on the kitchen table. And I take the potatoes and I dump them all on top of her and rub them on her legs and on her stomach and on her. And then I get the cheese and I sprinkle the cheese all over the potatoes so it melts real good. And then I can be the gravy and I pour myself over her body. Wait a minute. She's scratching her head. Could be dead.
In the final step of their training, the students take the scenes that they created through improvisation and present them to a live audience.
Your family, your friends, so on and so forth, don't really know what you do, or what you've been doing once a week for a year. Where have you been going? It's not like you can say, well, I've been going bowling, and they understand bowling. You say, well, I go to an improv class. And if they don't understand improv, they don't know where you're going. They don't understand that. So it's a real joy to be able to say, okay, folks, this is where I've been one night a week for a year, and this is what I've learned to do.
I'm glad we have Lee. I think Lee is what we needed to pull us together. Someone to put her foot down and say, no, no, Bo, not like that.
Climb aboard, sailor. Aye, let that internalize, will you? Let it go into you, Bo. He's going to play. And you're still saying, Mom, wants us to come do the work. Now do your life. Now climb aboard, sailor. So you got to let it internalize. That you realize what he's saying. You want to see what he's going to do. Inside, your inside says, I want to see, no matter what she says, the witch. And you do like, hey, sir!
Yeah, I think you should say, Mom wants us to clean out.
Your mother.
Your mother is very upset. She wants us to get to work down here.
Okay, go ahead.
You know, or you can say, your mother, my wife, who when I first married her was not really your mother, but just my wife.
Off the plane.
Now I can swim!
Shark!
All right, you two, quit your playing around. Get down there, get that son of yours, and get to work. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to relax. You know what I'm saying? Now get down there. Let me go.
We better go, son.
I had a good time, Dad.
Yeah, me too.
This show we had 70 scenes. Now we can't go with 70 scenes. We have an 8-hour show. That's the hardest, because I think that anyone who presents a scene has the right to have that scene shown. And it's a shame to have to decide that this scene, and it's not a decision of this scene is better than that scene or something like that. If I had my way, I'd give an 8-hour show and use every scene that's ever introduced to at every graduation. I would just let them do it all. But it can't be that way. It doesn't make any sense. everybody would be very tired.
Enough already.
Right.
You got a show. You got a lovely show, and we're killing it. We're overkilling it. So let go of some of these things.
And I want to do that scene with you, too. Okay, 2 scenes. I have 2 scenes that I really want to do.
I think what we should do before we cut any more is run the scenes in time. Because if we're going to keep cutting, I think we're taking a lot of quality people out of some of their good characters, and we're going to end up with a show that everybody might be in it a lot, but it stinks.
And I know myself, when I go home from a rehearsal, I re-edit a scene in my head till 2, 3 in the morning. I'll wake up the next morning and say, oh, this scene would work better if it said such and so. Or maybe if he stood at this place and she stood at that place, it would work better. So I'm working the grad show constantly in my head, and I know that each one of the students are doing the same thing. The grad show has to start on a rather simple level until the audience gets used to what's happening. What's going to happen is it's going to be very quick, very fast, and very different.